Thanks for joining me. Today in this video we're going to be changing the front cartridge kits that I got from Daugherty Motor Racing, and then we're changing the rear shock that came from Nitron. It's the Nitron R2. Thanks for joining. This is what I ordered for the Blackbird. Let's see what the package has inside. Time to unpack it. Some gaskets, the Teflon rings. So Daugherty Motor Racing from Indiana in the USA. Front cartridge kit for the Blackbird. And their sonic springs, linear springs. So original Honda parts. The sliding rings those are, and here SKF gaskets, really good quality. I have good expectations for this kit. Should transform the Blackbird front. There are instructions, need to pull those out, and I gotta read these through. have. Okay, let's remove that first. Okay. Yep. Okay, the first step. So we're removing that from the end. That pushes in. No, sorry, does it? Should. Should definitely push in. Put it in the vise. Okay, there it went. Retaining clip. There it comes. Compression. This is the compression. There it is. The original one. It's pushing out some oil as it comes. There's a gasket anyway, so that's holding some oil. Okay. Need to get the nut out. Then we can get the rod. Just cleaning it so I'm not getting all over everywhere. But we don't need this, we're not using that anymore. Only what we're using is this tube. Piston band. This bag. It's this thing. They said we need to twist it into a spiral. Cartridge, whatever, cartridge, that's what it's called. Okay, put it there. And then we insert this thing, rod, and there's a hole. There it comes. Don't want to break anything, so handling the stuff carefully. Okay. The compression valve, and we're putting some grease on it. I'll just take some CRC. And we push this in there like that, and then this comes after. Take this rod a little bit back, and there was this O-ring there. Need to be careful with that. There it goes, and it goes in. Yep, like that. And now we have this retaining clip. We need to put it back in where it was. Okay, no problem. There it is, in its place. Yep. Then we can use the rod to push that compression back down. Okay, there it is. Easy stuff so far, no problems at all. And we're basically done. Then we need to install it into the cartridge. We'll just put that end cap in place. Yep. And oh, sorry, before the end cap we got this spring there. So we're ready to do the full assembly of the front fork. That's the Jamie's cartridge installed already inside that tube there. And on the desk here, table, we have some of the old and the new parts. So there's, for example, the springs there. As you can see, the new ones are linear, where the old ones are progressive. The new ones are much longer, and also it's much thicker wire, so thus the whole spring is actually quite a bit heavier. The preload tube, whatever, is actually lighter and smaller on the Jamie's kit. And then here is the Teflon copper ring that would be installed on the bottom of the stanchion tube here. But actually, since this is in a perfectly good condition, I'm not going to change it, so I'm going to just keep that old one, the original one that is still in a good condition, and keep that new one in store for the next time. And so the gaskets, the old gasket and the dust cap, there's new ones, the SKF, nice and green. Well, can't do anything about that. This was the old cap, and the new one from Jamie's, which has the rebound damping adjustment as well as the preload adjustment. And so here is the top slide ring, whatever, and actually this is in a really good condition inside there as well, so we just install that. Some new washers. Actually, there's a ring that goes in between the gaskets, and the old one is metal. We can use the plastic one, just save a couple of grams. Bolt, we'll put in a new washer on the under the bolt there. Yeah, let's get to it. Also have the oil here, Honda oil, and I got a iPad with the diagram there, just kind of give me some confidence to do it. So anyway, let's get to it. Take some oil in a cap here, just like that, just a little bit. So first we have the bushing in place, then we put the slider, it's this one, like that. Then we have the backup ring, there it is, and then it's gonna be the oil seal, and I'm gonna put the tightening ring on the top side. I'm gonna use a plastic there just to avoid damaging this. Just gonna use it like that, put it on there like that, just to soften it up a bit, and then slide over it like that, so it wasn't damaged at all. Take the plastic off, put some oil underneath here as well. There it goes. Some oil all around that. And then we need to push it down. We have a tool. Here it is. The ring, which is this one. Ring, snap, snap. Some oil on the dust seal. Yeah, like that. And what we need to do is we attach and it went through. Okay, great. Okay, that's great. Now we need to move this back and forth to get the air out. We're going to suck out the extra oil so we have exactly the amount we need or want there. Made this thing just like some metal rod, got some plastic tube, some metal wire, and I marked a red mark at 130 millimeters. So I'm gonna lower this down, and I have this, gonna suck out the extra oil. That's the height. We're putting in the spring first. Oops. We have the spring in there, putting that spacer in there, then putting that spacer, and then we have the nut, and then we have the preload adjuster, the cap. We're adjusting the height of the preload, so that gap there, according to the instructions, want to have at 15, so it's not. So we're loosening up the spring preload a bit. Good. So it can go down further, just a little bit more. Okay, perfect. And then we're gonna tighten it, not too tight, just snug like that. And we push this in the cap like that. And I have a socket, which is, what is it, 32 millimeters? That would be enough. There's the O-ring there, so it doesn't need to be very tight. And there's a higher ridge in there, so it's supposed to go at that spot. Almost. Give a small tap with the hammer on the edges a little bit. Get it. Okay. There it is. Done. 4210 4307. We have a great unboxing. I've purchased a Nitron shock for it, which is one of the best available in the market. I ordered it from the UK, from the factory, and they specify it according to your weight and riding, the expected riding you're gonna do. So now's the moment to open it up and get into it. They have the spec sheet, rebound, compression, spring rate, stickers, user manual. So here it is. This is the Nitron R2, and here are bands to attach this compression. The extra volume in that reservoir will give the gas inside of the shock a bit more space to compress and flow. Or actually, the gas, or the gas compresses, the liquid doesn't. Yeah, compression, rebound. That's what I think it is. I didn't get the preload, external preload adjuster, because I don't expect to have the weight I'm riding with to be changing that much. So I'll adjust it. There's a tool for it, and I'll be able to access it if I need to, but likely I don't. Also, the color of the spring, their standard color sort of is blue, light blue. I just thought it would stand out too much in the bike that is mainly black underneath, so I wanted to get this titanium color, and I think that looks really nice overall as a whole system. And I gotta say, like, everything about this shock just looks really, really nice and high quality. So yeah, I also weighed it, and actually, yeah, I did open this package once before. Yeah, so I weighed it, and actually this whole system is a bit lighter than the original shock absorber. So that's nice as well, even with this external reservoir, and the spring looks quite beefy, etc. So anyway, that's nice. Push that through a little bit further. I think the lock nut goes in between here. 42. The linkages worked out really well as well. Those were powder coated black. They fit in really well. They do not stand out from any of the other parts of the frame. Also the rear hugger, you can see that it comes down just a bit to cover the rear shock and the linkages. As the dirt is flying downwards from that point, it doesn't really hit any of the linkages, so the hugger is doing its work, its job. And you can see the rebound damping adjustment there. I haven't touched it. Here's the Nitron external reservoir, the gas reservoir, and it came with these clamps that have this rubber type of coating or wrap on those, and the bike has these plastic I don't know, pieces, fins on both sides here. So I drilled holes in that and put those straps through there, and that's a good place for the reservoir. And the braided line that comes from the rear shock just barely is long enough to reach there. The thing is that when the seat is attached, there are these hooks that go from here underneath here, and I just noticed when I was installing this that actually I need to have the space between here, so it barely goes there. And suspension fits in the colors of the bike really nicely. It just shows, but not like outstandingly, and everything like is so black down here. It functions so well. Everything is like so buttery smooth. The suspension lowers, front lowers in black. It's really nice looking, fits in the whole thing really nicely.